But that was a classic time in hip hop.
No, that's dope when you can like actually look back on the beef and he's like, you fucking with both of it. Hey man, we live. What's up, YouTube? What the fuck? Oh, there you go. Right? Oh, I thought it was X out of the meeting. YouTube, we live. Was good. So we obviously if you're listening on the YouTube, we can't play music because always them niggas shut shit down right away. Always we started with a Kiss song. So I chose my song because you sent that the tweet that our mama was 10 years ago. So that was my relation why that song popped up for me, and I was like, oh, that's right. And then Tony
that.
And then
Who would have understood that though?
What, the our mama being 10 years ago, or me getting from...
No, that I sent that.
No, that's what I'm explaining to niggas. So Tony sent you want a real play. Tony sent to the group chat a tweet. Everybody, you know, you go on this app called Twitter. It's got a bunch of things. And Tony sent it to the group chat. And I think it was more so like an age thing is what you was calling out, the fact that song's 10 years old.
It's a wild thing that song's 10 years old.
And so he sent our mom one, which was made 10 years ago. And so then I went to the Carter 4 for my Kiss record because that was just how my mind was working at the time. And then Tony said, fuck that, we choosing violence. And Tony said, let me get the ox. And we're going straight to violence. We're going straight to diss records. We're going straight to fuck yous, suck my dicks. So Tony is in a violent mood today. So I just want everyone to know, whatever you hear for the remainder of this episode, Tony woke up and chose violence.
You anti-black for that statement.
I'm anti-black because you woke up and chose violence?
Wow. So I woke up and chose violence because I'm black?
I ain't say it was because you was black. You just woke up and chose violence. No, your motives, those are yours.
That's gonna get me right. That's gonna get me right to my man's once it's time to the God.
Hey man, we gonna get there.
The God either.
We gonna get there in a second. Welcome. It is the RealBig3 Podcast. For like the third time that I've said that. We got the Father of the Year, Will, is in the building. How you doing, man?
Doing good, man.
Hold up 2 fingers.
Enjoying being a father. You know.
He going for back-to-back. Let this nigga get a little more time. He gonna try to be on his Lakers shit, trying to 3-peat.
Is it back-to-back if your first child is like 2?
A long off season.
It ain't considered back-to-back. It's like it's like boxing when you the champion, you just the champion. Like,
oh, okay.
Like, so you knockouts? Like I'm holding the title for the longest.
You throwing knockouts, bro?
You said what?
Said you throwing knockouts, or you just winning by score?
I'm non-violent, man.
He said they points decisions. He obviously knocking shit out, as evidenced by.
Second best shooter in the world next to Steph. We got. You said Cap?
Yeah.
What you think? You number one?
No. Come on.
Oh man.
Introduce.
That's a competition.
Introduce Tony.
Oh man.
Hey man, we got him. You know him, Mr. W2. He 1099 a bunch of niggas.
W2.
Nigga's so rich. He don't even got the camera on because he can't even show y'all where he moving now. He building the island. Like most of y'all niggas just build houses or y'all gets a lot of property. This nigga's building his own island. You don't want y'all broke niggas to see. Tony, how we doing today?
I'm gonna let y'all know. Right now. If I was up the way y'all said I was up, this would be a 2-man podcast.
You'll kick Justin off the show.
Nigga buy it out right crazy. That'd be nuts.
That shit crazy.
WCWs, man.
It'd be more nuts. A nigga want to let his Jeffrey come on to do the power with him.
Imagine me just like hire a nigga to like do the show. Like this is Tony.
He'll be Joe Budden. the Tony show.
Hey yo,
with a bunch of with employees on the show with you.
Hey, Joe keeps sounding nuts. And I'm your host, the highly uneducated, mostly disrespected. What else I got in that? I guess I'm
uneducated is crazy.
Highly uneducated, mostly disrespected. I want to throw there's other shit I want to throw in there, but it's like I gotta chill out on some of it. So that's all we got. That's all we got from me. Just uneducated and disrespected. And I'm your host, Justin. We are back here another week. Let's start with this. I'm gonna let Will start actually, because I think Will's going to intro this topic way better. Because I think Will's been following this topic way better than I have.
What is going on?
Hey, once it got started, when Tony first sent the shit to the group, I was like a little confused or whatever until I got like more information.
Oh, okay, I know what's going on.
When Tony sent it to the group, I wasn't really too educated as far as what was going on and why all the smoke was being had. I was uneducated to the subject.
And to give a premise real quick, and then I'll let you go. Is Tony hit us a couple days ago now, and he was like, "Yo, the shit Kwame Brown's saying, like that shit, like, or he's spitting facts right now." And I didn't know Kwame Brown talked, so like I was confused. And then, but I was at work, so I didn't respond.
Spitting facts from the standpoint of a bust in the NBA. Everything else is his beef.
Everything else might be facts too, though. Like I ain't heard nothing he said. It was like, man, this nigga capping. like got all these little rants he done been on. I ain't listened to none of them. Was like, oh no, this nigga might be lying.
Hey, this nigga. Nah, it was only funny because I'll wait on that because he definitely thought he was getting someone over on Steven Jackson, and Steven Jackson on Instagram was like, "Yeah, nigga, so what?" He's like, I dated strippers, I flew bitches out. What you want to know? Like, but at least I wasn't a bum.
But see, we'll get into that because
but even I mean, like, yeah, you can't just because you own up to it don't mean you wasn't wild. Just like you try to make it sound cool, like, yeah, I was a trick ass nigga, so
like for niggas to be like. Go ahead. Let's finish giving them the backstory if they unfamiliar.
Yeah. So then Tony follows up with Will, and he just I don't remember the exact text, but he's like, Kwame is going at it.
Yeah, I asked what was happening. He was just like, because I think Tony said something about like, oh, I like when these like niggas like this kind of defend themselves or something like that. Mm-hmm. So like, all right, I ain't really know what was said on the like. I think I ain't watched the Jeannie Buss episode. I watched the Gilbert Arenas episode, but.
I just listened to the Genie episode literally yesterday, and the energy he's giving them is very much deserved. Like, because the shit they said in the Genie interview was it wasn't like crazy, but it was dumbass, uncalled for. Like,
because it's like when Justin disrespect Tip, it's like you go out of your way to like disrespect the nigga.
Why did that get brought up? I haven't said shit about that man in like 2.5 episodes.
No, but it was just like it was an analogy. You know what an analogy is. You just like.
I don't know, man.
But why couldn't you throw like the disrespect you give out?
To who?
You
dad of the year lying ass niggas. Anyway,
but no, like, so like, you know, I'm like, whatever. So I ain't see the Genie episode, and when I watched the Gilbert Arenas episode, you know, like, you so used to hearing like the Kwame Brown shit to where it's like you might hear it and you kind of like just brush by it, you don't think too much of it, but then it's like at the same time he might be looking at it like, because was the Genie episode the episode right before Gil?
It was the Genie episode was like it's two before Gil because it's Genie, it's Shaq, then it's Gil.
Okay, yeah. I did watch Shaq, so he probably like, all right, y'all came back to back on me, y'all spent the block on me.
Basically, shit.
So this was on All the Smoke, yeah? That's where this started? Mm-hmm. Okay. So now I haven't seen any of the podcast episodes, so because I got confused.
And for niggas that don't know who Kwame Brown is, first pick of the 2001 NBA draft, straight out of high school.
By Michael Jordan.
By Michael fucking Jordan, niggas.
Now,
and the context of this is super important, and we're gonna get into that also.
Let's also say
I never knew why he was taking number one, and I can't say that the reason he was is a lie.
I mean, it was what, 01, right?
01.
Yeah.
All right, so like I was 7, so I ain't gonna act like I really knew why niggas was going like first overall at that point in time either.
Exactly.
Will was already old. Will was like 22 back then, but
Yo.
this nigga was trying to get drafted next to Kwame Brown.
Right now, I'm like 2 years older than you, dog. I was like 9.
That's
He was eligible for the 01 draft.
That's funny as shit.
No, I wasn't, because if I was, I would have went number 1. But
all right, Nick. Anyway, so obviously, like in real time, like we too young to like know really what's going on as far as like draft boards and shit like that.
We ain't even got to go that far back though. Like we could just get to like.
Well, my thing is, so, and I wanted to ask, and apologize for going out of order here, is I saw Gilbert's post, but Gilbert's post almost sounded like he was cool with Kwame Brown, and then
Gilbert is cool with Kwame. Well, what Gilbert was saying is him and Kwame Brown was cool back when they was playing. Kwame has had beef with Gilbert for the last however many years, 16 years, whenever Kwame was last in Washington. But the beef was because Kwame was like under the impression that Gil got him benched and stopped him from being able to get his money.
Stopped him from eating, basically.
So that was so like his beef with Gilbert Arenas was just Gilbert basically, he had beef with him anyway, but Gilbert basically caught it straight just for being on the podcast. But Gil ain't never said no wild shit about Kwame.
Well, so Gil's shit was funny because Gil said what, like, and everybody can talk shit.
He said I ain't had that type of pull.
Well, he in the post he was like, "Yo, do y'all realize this nigga is like 7'1" and like mad strong?" Like,
that's why he said like when niggas was trying to say like, "Oh, you copping please," he like, "You damn right." That's why I fuck with niggas like Gilbert though, because it's like he 100 about it. He ain't like
Dog. Gil brought a gun to the stadium. Like if Gil say he ain't gonna fight you like that, that's different than I'm not even trying to throw nobody under this. Like the Raw segment, just throw niggas under the bus. But like Gilbert Arenas saying, "Yo, dog, I ain't gonna fight you," holds different weight than like another player saying it, right?
So Gilbert Arenas said like I don't want to fight you. He said I'm not. He said like I don't want no smoke. But like the energy for Gil was different though, because like they had a conversation, but it's like Gil ain't really like even the shit that he been going on about for these last couple of days is like that really ain't got shit to do with Gil. His whole beef with Gil was old shit. It ain't got shit to do with none of this shit that's going on.
Okay.
Now for context, Kwame Brown and his hour rant, if you want to call it that, was stated that he was due to get, I think, I want to say like 5 for 80 or something like that.
Yeah.
Now,
and he got benched like right before the playoffs or some shit.
Yeah. Now that may sound crazy if you looking at the career of Kwame Brown, just as his career, whatever it was. But when you put it under
$65 million over the course of his career, I believe.
When you put it under the context of Tyson Chandler got that similar money for what, like 5 and 5.
Yeah.
So this is the era
like 5 and 5, and Kwame Brown.
This is the era of the NBA when guys were getting paid strict off. Big man number one, like Will said, and just based off of what your potential could be. So I can't say he wilding or that's cap that he was gonna get that money. And also Kwame Brown stated that he was drafted number 1 so that in order for them to trade for Elton Brand, who at the time was a big young star in the league playing good as far as from what I've seen from stats and just highlights of that era NBA.
Well, yeah, because once we got into our NBA era, I mean, Elton Brand was kind of
on the back end. Of his career. He was on the back end. Exactly.
But Mike
I was always a weird one to me. Like niggas like on TV, like niggas would always talk about Elton Brand like he was crazy, and I was just like.
But Mike was like, I mean, of course, this was Mike Wizard's day, so Mike was older,
right?
And he was looking to win now, and that's really what it was. They drafted Kwame Brown, like Tony was just saying, for them to make that trade for Elton Brand. But also, you can keep going when you was, Tony.
I was just going to say, go ahead, Justin.
A real quick interjection, just so that there's no beef with us. Kwame Brown, before this all happened, let's just be clear here. We defended you like 2 months ago out of nowhere because
gotta make that be known.
We brought him randomly, like understand, like no, because this I think even what he said, I only listened to part of it. But when he talked about is like, oh, y'all made fun of a damn teenager, right? So Kwame Brown, between the ages of like 19 and 22, had to deal with Michael Jordan.
Not even 19.
Bryant.
He came straight out of high school. He might have been, had he just turned 18?
18.
Yeah, so 18. All right, 18. Okay, so for 18 to 22, and maybe I'm off by a year. He might have been 23. Sue me. 18 to 22, 23, he had to deal with Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant.
Well, he didn't.
And rest in peace, Kobe. We love him, but
how long was he in? How long was he in Washington? Was it 4? He was in Washington for 4 years, wasn't it?
Yeah, 01 to 05.
Yeah, because he played.
He got traded in 05.
He had 2 years with Mike and 2 years with Gil.
Okay, so 6 years. So between 18 to 25, then with my time fan here, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so from 18 to 25. Now think about what you did in your life between 18 and 25. This nigga had to deal with Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, who we all love, but we've seen the practice. Like we've seen how Kobe was giving it up in practice. And then what was arguably, and at the time, and still could be, like the famous Stephen A speech, which like put Stephen A in a whole different world.
That's why he been that Stephen A neck for the last
for the last 42 hours.
First of all, shout out to Kwame Brown.
That's a fact.
Because we ain't shout him out yet. Shout out to y'all.
But I just want to be clear. We defended you because like that was like some crazy shit for anyone to go through. Because like obviously Mike was an asshole on the court and in real life. Kobe was an asshole on the court. Rest in peace. And Stephen A. Smith just like that was a moment. And that
is wild though, because like Kwame Brown, one of the things he's been saying is like you made your career off of that rant. Like
that's I mean he went to a new
he went to a new
space.
That, but it's like, yeah, that rant took him to another level. You know how you got that moment like that where it's just like shit different after that. Like I think that rant did that for Stephen A.
Very much so.
On an entirely like just, and I fuck with Stephen A. I respect Stephen A. But I agree. The Kwame rant took him to a different space. And just because he got signed, that year of Tebow, when him and Skip was going at it every day, because Stephen A. used to be on first take every day. He was only on that bitch on Wednesdays. And then the Tebow thing was going on. Him and Skip both went to a different space because of Tebow. So, side note. So, and Tony said this before, so I'll let you take this, and at least I think this is where you're going. But you said before, like Tony has said, there's really no bus in the NBA because if you can make it to the NBA,
professional sports.
It's like all right,
professional sports, baseball got like 40 rounds, dog. I ain't gonna necessarily say it.
Well, I mean, but niggas don't watch baseball though.
That's
fair.
He
he didn't live up to like being like what may have been expected for like a number one pick, but like he played 12 years.
See, that's wild because if you say Kwame Brown played 12 years, just off without knowing him really, just off what you hear,
but
like that's nuts.
You got a nigga like Anthony Bennett.
That's a tough one where it's like
I don't even know how many years he played. Like I don't know any other team he was on. Like after he got drafted.
Because for me, I look at it from this standpoint, and Jalen talked about this when he was going back and forth with Skip back in the day when he was allowed on First Take when Skip was still at ESPN. So to say
he was allowed on First Take.
Because Skip put that word in, like, no, he can't be back here if I'm here.
before he got him up out the paint.
He got him out of there.
Hey, that was different though. Shout out to Jalen, man.
So as Jalen stated, like, to call a guy a bad basketball player or say that a guy isn't good at basketball, like, all right, cool. That's a separate conversation. But we're talking about guys that's put in position to, take care of their families and motherfucking make an impact on people's lives and do that type of thing. So to say like, and then to say someone who's made it to the NBA where we like, how many jobs is it? It's fucking what, 15 guys to a team or something?
450.
It's 450. So to say a person who's made it to the highest level of professional basketball is a bust. It's crazy in itself.
And you could be ranked number 450 out of
50. So like, all right, if you want to say a guy had a bad career or he didn't live up to expectation, those is valid things to say. But that whole bus shit is so crazy because it's like how?
I just looked it up, and like I said, this ain't the second time we throw niggas under the bus, but Will brought it up, and I was trying to think, and I was like, if you want to know, Will, Anthony Bennett essentially played 2 seasons. It's really 4 seasons, but he got in one. It was 1 season a team, or 1 team per season. He was with Cleveland, then Minnesota, then Toronto, then Brooklyn. And I just, and if you remember seeing Anthony Bennett, either of those 3 jerseys,
like, it's only crazy because it's like, so basically he played out his rookie deal and got up out of there.
Yeah,
you get your first 2, and then you get a team option.
Yeah, so.
And anybody who watched college basketball during that time knew he shouldn't have went that high.
I didn't get that one either, and I'm not even like a college basketball guy, but it was like you normally know like the niggas that's going like high.
Who went after him in that year?
Vic went 2, Otto Porter went 3, Cody Zeller went 4, Alex Lynn went 5, Nerlens went 6, and Nerlens only went 6 because if you remember, I think he tore his ACL or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nerlens went 6, Ben McLemore went 7, KCP went 8, Trey Burke went 9, and CJ went 10.
So basically,
now, outside of that, Giannis went 15.
So if they did a redraft, is CJ number 1 and Vic number 2?
No, Giannis is.
Oh, you said, no, Giannis is what number?
15.
15, right? Okay.
Yeah, Giannis is
going
1.
Yeah. My bad.
But CJ is probably 2 out of that.
Giannis, CJ, and Vic for sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, Vic might be 2 if he, if it wasn't.
I was like, that's a health conversation. Who do you think is going to stay healthier? Because like, I would take if both healthy. I would take Victor, but that's just me.
I mean, yeah, he a 2-way player, but no.
But healthy, I think CJ.
I like the fact Victor's taller and plays better defense, but that's just me. But CJ shoots the shit out of the ball, so props to him. Yeah, so like I said, I only watched a little bit of the rant. I just saw like the Stephen A. Smith shit. That one was going all over Twitter. I got slapped.
Stephen A. Smith, he called dog Becky with the good, huh? He ain't letting up on Matt Barnes.
Hey, Matt Barnes, the Matt Barnes shit is crazy. Because as Kwame says, the basketball jokes is one thing, but he's coming to charge like men.
Yeah, he he said, look, y'all said we was joking, so tell me when we ain't joking no more. he said, y'all said these is all jokes. He was like, y'all keep talking about me as a basketball player. He was like, you should not be able to talk about nobody when we got shit about your real life. You got what he said, you got your cookie snatched from you.
Damn.
So you had to jump over your gate.
He said you had to jump over your gate. He said Derek Fisher was your mentor in the locker room and her mentor at home or some shit like that. He was
damn.
Kwame he was in a different kind of bag.
He's in his duffel. Yeah, he's in his duffel, man.
Damn.
But to go back, so what popped this off? The Gill shit probably only pushed it up 2 levels, but what popped this off is Jeannie was talking about just the
this Jeannie Buss, right? Like I'm not tripping.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Jeannie Buss, yes. So Jeannie Buss was talking about the different Laker eras and that 2000s era after Shaq, and making and having Kwame and then eventually trading Kwame along with Marc Gasol. So she talked about having to trade Powell and how people made it seem at the time as though they traded nothing for Powell. When in reality, they traded Marc Gasol, who we know who's gone on to be one of the best centers over the last decade.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, we also traded Kwame Brown in that. So Matt and Stack come back on the other side of that, like, no, y'all traded Marc Gasol. Like, it was a one-on-one trade. Making the jokes and shit, but still unnecessary, really.
And then it's kind of different too, because it's kind of different. Like, if you look back, if like some of the shit that Kwame is saying, like, is true, like as far as like him and Stack being kind of cool, like, not saying they was the best of friends, but they was teammates and shit like that. You don't really know Matt. Matt could probably say some shit and it's like, he just is jokes like he talk, the bus jokes or whatever. But like for somebody you supposed to be like cool with or whatever, and you was teammates with at the time, it's like, all right, come on, my nigga.
I mean, but that's why.
I'm just saying I can understand where you're coming from.
I guess I was like, and obviously I was never in the league, but it's like if you like cool with someone at work, like to me at least, I just view that shit as like you cool at work. Until something else is shown, I was like, I don't know you just because we cool at work.
We could be cool at work, but like if we cool at work and we just so happen to not be outside of work, what that mean? Like, all right, it's cool for you to talk shit about me outside of work, but as long as you don't say shit while we at work.
I guess that's no, but I'm saying
that's
like
what you're saying.
like
I'm saying in terms of like being personal, because you
defend me or nothing like that. But you like I ain't saying like, oh, if somebody say something, you gotta be, oh no, don't talk about, like I ain't saying nothing like that. But like if we cool at work, like if I'm cool with you at work or some shit and somebody, and I'm not gonna shit on you outside of work just because like I ain't gonna be like, oh yeah, you know, we was cool at work, but I don't really know that nigga like that's a fuck dog. It's just gonna be like, you know, I just might not say shit. I mean, like Tony said, it ain't like the worst shit ever said, but it just wasn't.
I was gonna say, because if Steven's going with it is like him, he's obviously friends, like he's friends with Matt. He's not friends with you. Y'all were just teammates at one point. And so if Matt's making a joke and he's just kind of going along with the joke, like.
But then Stack kick it off, Tony? Didn't he kick off the joke?
Yeah, he started the shit.
So it ain't like your man said it and you just laughing and going along with it.
Okay.
It's like, yeah. You know, and
that's
regardless,
my thing. Like my nigga, I have nothing to like. Like all she said was, "I was a part of the trade too. Let's keep it moving." Motherfuckers have spent 15 years fucking with me. Like
I get how they did it. I get how they did it. Like I get how it came about though. Like, but like I said, like I can understand them making the joke, and I can also understand Kwame being tired of nigga shit.
No, I could definitely understand him being tired of nigga shit.
Because then it's like it's just wild when you look at like the amount of motherfuckers that then got involved in this. Like you figure
you said he was. That's what's like. Where did the Charlemagne shit come from?
Because Charlemagne went on the Breakfast Club and said he got a family full of killers and he might snap, basically.
Which is a dangerous like thing to do.
Yeah, and that's
wait. Charlemagne said that about himself, or he said that about Kwame?
He said that about
Kwame. Nigga, keep up.
Kwame, I guess his family is from Moncks Corner, South Carolina, which is where Charlemagne is from. So
okay.
I guess they know, like, not know personally, but I guess know of his family and know of his pops and his brother and shit like that. So I guess Kwame got a brother that's, what is it? He got a brother that's supposedly in jail for murder. I think his pops is probably did some time for some shit. And just to like summarize, because I won't say it's an exact quote, Charlemagne basically said, yeah, he got a family full of killers and that nigga snap on y'all niggas. Basically, that's basically what he said. And Kwame's whole thing is like, so like, we having a conversation, like, you know, y'all said something about me, now I'm defending myself, and now it's being a bunch of narratives.
I'm the violent motherfucker.
A bunch of narratives is being put out now, because now some, you know, then right after that, Matt Barnes put out a video saying like, oh, you know, if you want to meet up and we could box and all this. So now it's like, he like, oh, well, Charlemagne put out some shit saying I'm violent. Now you talking about want to box. So if I do something to you now, it's like, oh, he, you know, he got a history of violence in his family and shit like that. And his whole thing is, Charlemagne, what the fuck this had to do with you? Then he basically said Envy was catching strays because he was in the same room with her. And he told Angela, you to stay in a woman's place. Oh man, shout out to Kwame. He just basically he might have, look, by the time he done with these niggas, his NBA career ain't gonna matter no more. Like it's gonna be a whole new life for Kwame. like niggas ain't trying to hear that shit no more.
I saw Jamil Hill tweet.
He got on her ass too.
Oh shit! I was like, damn, because the tweet was her literally saying like, "Yo, let me make sure I ain't said nothing about this man." Like, Kwame, please don't talk about my mama.
He got on her ass.
What'd he say about her?
What the fuck did he say about Jamil Hill? I don't even. Well, I ain't even really watch. I don't know what she said about him, but I guess she had to say something like, oh, she I think she said something about him, like Kwame chose violence or some shit, and or like, so you know, he kind of, I guess he didn't get the reference. I don't know how active he is on social media, but you know, when they be like, oh yeah, this motherfucker woke up and chose violence and blah blah blah, and Kwame thing was like, oh, now you trying to paint me as a violent black man or some shit like that. Something along those lines.
Playing from iPhone.
Yeah, the Jamel shit was kind of like just like miscommunication, like for lack of better words.
Yeah.
It's damn.
I forgot Tyreek Evans was banned by the league for the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, he like niggas been catching bullets.
Hey man, number 1 pick for a reason.
Jason Whitlock just called him the Jamarcus Russell of the NBA, so I hope he get on his fat ass next.
Oh shit, that might break down in that.
Oh man.
Hey yo, shout out to Kwame Brown.
My bad, Justin. I don't mean to disrespect your man's Whitlock like that.
Your man's Whitlock is crazy. Your man's Whitlock is crazy.
I tell you, I'm like the most disrespected nigga ever. Like
well,
ever.
That ain't even
like in the history
somebody
of
your
the
man's ain't disrespectful.
No, but who you call my man's? First off, don't start with that. It's not disrespectful if I said, "Oh, it's your man's." Like that's your home. Who is you saying your man's?
Disrespected person ever though.
Huh?
You're not the most disrespected person ever though, because like you.
Who the most disrespected person?
Your accomplishments ain't high enough.
Who the most disrespected person ever?
JFK maybe. Because niggas was still like rapping about JFK and raps in like 96. Like when I was thinking about it, like Jay-Z said, Jay-Z said Kennedy style with your memory out. That's crazy. that's crazy. You gotta, for you to like be like most disrespected, like you gotta have like accomplished something.
You don't think I've accomplished
like now when Hard File is like super up, then like you might take that crown though.
That's why you taking a nigga being your man's disrespect is crazy though.
If you say my man's is Jason Whitlock, if you say my man's is R. Kelly, that's way different than you saying my man's is like a good person. Like he was like, "Hey yo, you man, you see what he was doing?" Like, no, I didn't, nigga. That's not my man. Shut up.
Like when Rico was on the dirt bike and shit.
Nigga said R. Kelly.
Like.
Don't disrespect dog like that. Dog.
Remember R. Kelly had that arrow? He was running around with this shit over his eyes. With the burglar mask. With the hamburger mask.
Cassidy did an interview talking about when R. Kelly showed up to the hotel video looking like Batman and shit.
Hey yo.
Oh man.
Moving on, man. Shout out to Kwame Brown. So what do y'all think Soulja Boy didn't invent or didn't put niggas onto? Like what's the list y'all think?
One thing Soulja Boy didn't invent is hip hop itself. Everything else is fair game.
Everything else he done had a hand in. Name something that hip hop that Big Soulja ain't had a hand in. Like you name it and I'll be able to give you an example. Not even just outside of like that though. Like even when you think about tech, like he invented FaceTime.
Did invent FaceTime.
Hey,
like, and they let this nigga Steve Jobs really steal dog whole flow.
Saying Steve Jobs stole your flow is nuts.
Bar for bar.
Hey man, look. That was a funny.
Man, he made going viral. Like
this nigga said it was only funny. Did y'all watch the interview?
No, I didn't see it.
What interview?
Who he interviewed with?
It was him, Ebro, and
I don't know. I wouldn't waste my time though.
I'm probably
so Soulja's worth the interview. Like I don't watch interviews.
I was gonna say I'm gonna probably watch it because of Draco.
Like he's worth because I don't care really about the interviewers. It's more so like who's being interviewed. At least now. But no, that nigga was funny because they got on the conversation debate and they were like, Soulja's like, nah, I put niggas on debate. And he was like, it's like 03. He was like, Wayne put niggas onto that. Like that was the whole shit. Like Wayne, Pharrell, Push. Like that's how that started. He's like, but listen. He's like, listen though, y'all didn't know me, but I had millions of niggas on the internet in 03. Like I had millions of niggas on my MySpace. Like y'all, just because y'all didn't know me, I put niggas on debate.
No, he put niggas on debate. No, like I ain't saying that like he the first nigga that wore that shit. Like, yeah, Wayne was wearing that shit, but niggas ain't know what that shit was.
So you saying Draco put niggas on the bed?
No,
he kind of did put niggas on the bed.
I'm not lying. Like, I'm not even saying it to be funny. Like, I'm being dead ass serious.
Because when he dropped, I got some bathing apes.
I got me some bathing apes. Like no bullshit. Like, Wayne them, like, you know, like you made it a hot line, I made it a hot song. Like, they was wearing that shit. That's facts. Like, you see, but Justin, you think this shit jokes because it's like, it's funny because it's Soulja Boy, but this nigga ain't lying. Like, yeah, like they wore that shit first, but he, like, literally, it was niggas coming to school in like the Bape shoes and all that shit. Like after Soulja Boy dropped, not when Wayne was wearing that shit. This was after Soulja dropped that shit. That's facts.
Hey man, I bow out. I bought my shit from Target, so you know.
Listen, man. But nah, like that's why it's like shit is funny because it's coming from Soulja Boy, but it's like. The nigga he really don't be lying. He don't be lying though.
What? He making the top 10 influencers in hip hop history?
He might have top 10. He got to.
I mean, look at where we at.
You can't name 10. You probably can't name fucking 8.
Shit, man, he might that like his YouTube like shit. Like that nigga started vlogs. Like rappers wasn't even vlogging before Soulja Boy.
Oh, like. That's why I said it's funny because it's funny talking about it because it's Soulja Boy, but it's like all jokes aside, the nigga ain't lying. The nigga
top 5 influencer.
No, like you would have to literally sit down and say who because he could possibly be.
Think of the most influential niggas in like hip hop history. Like Soulja Boy is top 10.
Dog, he really had niggas cranking that Soulja Boy.
No, it's just funny hearing that. Like that's
when you really think about that shit, like that's the first like dance record to like go crazy.
That's like all of a sudden everybody want to make shit with dances to it.
Cause like niggas had dances, but like that shit wasn't like number one's record
like
in
when
the country.
When you look at like all of the shit that's the kind of got hot like over the years, you talk about like Whip, Nay, Young Jock is going down, all of that shit that kind of came after. So like where you think that shit came from? Keep it 100, Justin. What do you think? You think these niggas was just that creative, or they seen Draco do it and said, nah, shit worked for him? Let me get in.
Nah, niggas is mad copycats. Niggas just making like it's like
they don't just copy anybody though.
That's ringtones was a thing back then, and like
guess who?
That's what
ringtone rapper back then.
Like,
guess if you had to guess who was the biggest ringtone rapper back then.
It was two niggas. It was two niggas that was selling ringtones back then. It was Lil Wayne and it was Soulja Boy. That was it.
That's a fact.
That's yeah. No, I like. Oh shit! I just kicked my dog. My bad. They both in here.
Like Wayne was influential. Wayne was like influential. Probably Soulja Boy influenced like the culture though, like as a whole. Like
I'm not debating. It's like you said. It's just funny to really like say it like out loud. It's like,
but it's not like if Soulja Boy wasn't who he was as far as like in social media today and doing the shit that he doing, saying the shit he's saying. Like if Soulja Boy would have just did everything he did and then went off somewhere and never said shit again, niggas probably wouldn't debate it. But it's just because you don't ever want to accept it when a nigga keep telling you their accomplishments. Like when a nigga want to keep telling you the shit that they did, you like, whatever. But if a nigga ain't lying, a nigga ain't lying.
No, well, that and the fact of it's like, I don't think a lot of niggas take it like Soulja Boy as like a quote unquote serious artist. Like just because he came out with.
I bet you niggas in the industry, dude. Like it's more so niggas from the outside. Like when you think about like the niggas in the industry, they know who is who in the industry for real. Like when all these mumble rap niggas came out, like it was certain mumble rappers, niggas was like, yeah, whatever. But then you had the niggas like Lil Uzi that niggas take serious.
I agree.
So it's like as fans, it's like, yeah, we can laugh from the outside looking in, but it's like niggas in the industry know what it is.
I agree.
They ain't gonna disrespect Draco because they know he pulling up.
Speaking of niggas in the industry, I guess if you count them in the industry, the man dropped last Friday. I wanted to come in here and start with a Cole song, but I was like, we did a Cole song like a week and a half, or like not last episode, but I think the one prior to that. So,
and then we finna pick a new artist anyway.
Damn, you just getting Kiss out of here?
I ain't gonna say I'm getting out of it because Kiss my nigga. I ain't gonna say we just getting up out of here. Kiss might have 2 more weeks.
You just gonna put it on rotation, spin the wheel.
Yeah, man, we got. But now go ahead, Joe.
What was your first impression? And I want to keep it in like the context of these questions. So, what was your first impression? Did you stay up? I don't know if y'all stay up Thursday night to listen to it.
I was up, so when it dropped, I listened to it. I listened to like what I could until I fell asleep.
Title was fucking crashed, so I was up, but then I was like, all right. So I didn't really listen to it until the next day, actually.
Title crashed when it dropped?
Fuck yeah, because you gotta remember, like him, man, Nicki dropped at like the same time, so it's like that shit was all over the place.
Yeah, and that's like because I ain't get on it when it first dropped. Like I wasn't like up waiting for it or nothing. But then I think when it was probably I think I might have been up until about 2:00. So when I was like, all right, let me go lay down or whatever, I had threw my AirPods in and I was like, all right, let me play this shit until see what's to it.
Respect to J. Cole. And I thought about this, so I might have been the only person who thought about it this way. To Will's earlier sentence of niggas in the industry, no. Shout out to the fact Nicki wanted to come back out with some shit, and she knew who she was going up against. And even though she held hers, and hers was a re-release for the most part, but still, the fact that she held hers as a surprise / needed Drake on Instagram Live like 5 to 10 minutes before that shit dropped because she knew Cole was coming, and that was
she didn't need that shit, but it was
Nicki.
I think she felt like she needed that.
And Nicki, she knows she didn't need that shit, but she wanted to do that shit.
I don't think Nicki felt like she.
I think that. Absolutely. And Nicki's fan base is crazy. Nicki's fan base is crazy.
You tripping? I ain't gonna hold you. Normally, if it's like that's your opinion.
It could have been any. It probably could have been just about anybody else, and I might have went with like.
I think Nicki felt like she needed that.
Nicki wasn't sweating fucking Cole, and that ain't Cole.
Niggas know how I feel about Cole.
I ain't even got to say that.
Like,
but like Nicki wasn't sweating that.
Especially on
I get it's two different fan bases, but if you dropping at the same time, if two people
we looking at it like that, she not looking at it like that. I promise you, because she look at herself on the same level or higher than J. Cole.
If you don't think,
I think she sees J. Cole on that level.
I'm not saying she don't, but she see herself on that level too, maybe higher.
No, absolutely. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you go and drop,
she didn't need it. And she didn't think she did. That shit was for the people.
Like,
that
I don't think. Like,
together.
I feel like you could have got. I feel like you could have said that if Drake wasn't on, if she didn't have a record releasing with Drake. Like, if she just did that to do it. But like, if you get a nigga that's on your record to promo your shit with you and your label mate and a nigga that you came out with 10 years ago, like I don't think that's like something you needed. Like if she just had Drake on there and Drake ain't have nothing to do with shit she was dropping, it might be different.
Hey man, I'm staying with my opinion. Y'all can disagree.
Just stated like everyday life.
Yeah, no, but that's wild though. Like, why you think that though, Justin? I don't know.
Because how often have you seen her and Drake even like been public on anything?
That's the point though. You don't see them together. And she knew she had some shit dropping that people hold dear to their heart. Like that fucking Beam Me Up Scotty mixtape, like bitches will kill you over that. So like she knew
you went outside when Itty Bitty Piggy dropped though, Justin.
That you wasn't messing with black girls then. We could tell.
Like shit was different. No, the shit was different when that shit was out.
That shit cut on. That shit cut on right now, and that's fucking black women's. What's the equivalent to that, Will? Like what's some shit if like it come on like niggas gonna go crazy?
Like some old shit. That might be like it's equivalent. Like if you had to pick a Wayne song that's equivalent to, that's like a Millie or some shit.
I was literally thinking
that's like the women's version of a Millie. Like when you just talking about getting on there rapping. So it's like that mixtape is like probably her most popular piece of work.
Like she knew that was taking her fans back to a point in time when shit was like shit changed.
You wildin'.
I don't think I'm wilding.
But see, you just showing you're like a culture during that time.
No, because I feel like if
I don't think that's like I don't think.
I feel like if she was
no,
releasing,
Justin,
like,
that's a lack of culture.
No, time out.
That's a lack of culture.
I'm not gonna say that's a lack of culture. Who has been? Do you think? And obviously Nicki's got a crazy fan base. No one's denying that.
No. I'm not talking about the rap. I'm talking about like outside life. Like you wasn't dealing with a certain type of person like during this time period, and that's just showing.
No,
because
that's
you're not understanding the level of how much that mixtape means to a lot of specifically Black women and like just her fan base as a whole.
And you don't think that Cole coming out has that kind of similar impact on his fan base?
I'm trying to tell you, she don't give a shit about that. This is what I'm trying to tell you.
I disagree.
And her fans super don't give a shit about that.
But you're not okay. If you an artist and you dropping, especially if you're on the level of Nicki, of course you know that your fans are coming out for
Justin. She re-released some shit that came out a decade
ago. That's fine.
She don't give a shit about the sales.
It's not
a cultural moment.
That's fine. But she had a song that was new that she was trying to put out, and excuse me. Never mind, man. Never mind. Because this one of those, because it's the actual conversation can't be had because quote unquote I ain't Black enough. But that's cool. Going to the album. No, that's just what like
I ain't say that.
I'm not even mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I'm just saying, like, I just got told, like, what you don't know because you wasn't messing with this Black girl. You wasn't like that's cool. That's cool.
Listen, my nigga. Look, first of all, I ain't saying nothing about no.
It's cool.
Those is Tony words, not mine.
It's cool.
But
am I lying though?
But no, but like it ain't. But
no, you're not lying. But that's what it's like. I don't think that the conversation is just like shut off where it's like, oh no, you just don't know how like they think. It's like if you Nicki hyper obsesses over Nicki obsesses over all this shit. I don't think she's a female rapper. I don't think Nicki compares herself to female rappers.
This is okay. You're making my point though, Justin, right now about what you're saying. You saying she look at Cole as a top level artist, right?
Absolutely.
She looks at herself as the same. She probably look at herself as a higher level than J. Cole.
I don't even think it's probably about it.
It's not. It's not.
No, they both think of themselves as top level artists, and they should. But if you,
the difference is J. Cole thinks of himself as a top level artist, and J. Cole knows Nicki is a top level artist, but J. Cole don't give a fuck. Well, like J. Cole only care about J. Cole. Nicki feel like she's the top of the top. Like Nicki, I don't see Nicki giving a fuck about who's dropping. Like Nicki would have more to worry about if Beyonce or Rihanna was dropping. Because even though it's rap versus R&B and all of that shit, like the fan bases are probably more similar than like a J. Cole and a Nicki fan. I just don't like.
The way Nicki talks, the way Nicki has acted in the past, I absolutely think, like you said, I think Nicki sees herself above J. Cole.
What male rapper has she had that energy with though? Like I get what she's never had from the standpoint of her competition.
She's almost never had to because she has been above 99% of male rappers.
Like 38.
Huh?
Why do you feel like she's doing that now, though? This is what I want to figure
why would she
out.
Because the same way, why would she act wild, or why would she act wild and weird the way she did with Cardi? Cardi wasn't actual competition for her.
She felt Cardi was a threat at the time. Because Cardi's a woman. And the numbers Cardi was doing was stuff Nicki hadn't done before. Nicki couldn't foresee that Cardi wouldn't drop music again for fucking 3 years. But that's a woman thing. And she looked at Cardi's star power more than she looked at the rapping and shit. Cardi is a superstar. She don't give a shit about J. Cole's star power.
I mean, like I said, I feel like I would probably be more on the side of your point if she was releasing a new album. Like I think because she re-released the old mixtape, it's like I just don't. I don't feel like it's. I don't feel like that was the energy just because it was old. It was old music.
So, do you think let's say who you listen to first, right? That's all. That's a conversation happens if multiple people drop all the time every Friday. Who are you going to listen to first? Do you think that Nicki wasn't thinking about who are people going to listen to first? This specifically that song too. The new song I got with Wayne and Drake or Cole's new album.
I'm gonna tell you right now, the first song people clicked on that Nicki album was not that shit. It was Itty Bitty Piggy.
1000%.
I can promise you that.
Like even with that song, even with Seeing Green dropping, and as fire of a record as it is, like I'll tell you that ain't a better song than fucking Itty Bitty Piggy. Today.
No one's saying it's a better song. I'm not debating a better song. I'm just saying, do you think Nicki wasn't thinking about, all right, what are people going to listen to right at midnight?
No, because she know the people that was gonna listen to her shit didn't give a shit about J. Cole dropping either.
I don't think their fan bases are that far apart. Like even if Nicki got a crazy fan base and no one's obviously taking that away from her, but like
you got it, Joe.
I that's why I said I can't have the full combo. Like that's just like
but her fan base is majority, and this is like no disrespect to the ABC people.
Oh like
shit. No, all jokes aside though. But like
no it's true shit though. What you about to say?
Community, but like, you know, her biggest fans are like gay men and like the women that have the bad bitch like mentality. They don't give a fuck about J. Cole.
Hey man.
And that's evident though. In any like online conversation, that's evident.
I guarantee you, any Nicki Minaj fan page is ran by a male.
I don't disagree with that.
Lil Nas X ran a Nicki Minaj fan page.
Yo.
Stat of the day.
Hey, yo.
Well, no, that was one of the things where they said he got like, that was one of the things that he said like before, like I guess he got on or whatever. He got a bunch of followers on his page because originally his page was a Nicki Minaj fan page or some shit. That's like one of those things that was out there, but like I don't know, like yeah. I mean, I guess we can move on. I think it's just different. And like I said, I would probably be more on your side of things, Justin, if she was releasing a brand new album versus like.
That's all I'm saying.
A mixtape release.
The shit is not even. It's not like my whole point is this. What she did was some shit that just took people back.
Like so it was like Tony said, it was more for like the culture than anything else.
We looking at it from like, oh, like she was dropping a new project and she had to get Drake on it. Like if she was dropping like a new album like with 2 Drake features or some shit, I'm like, all right, she might have felt like she needed to do that. But we hold Cole to a level that he deserves to be at. And I feel like a lot of people do, as I mentioned in my message. But it's
Cole's tier 1.
No, I'm not saying that. But when we talking about like these people that are like superstars and things like that, like we look at Cole the same way we look at Drake. But or Kendrick even, you know, whatever. But that's still crazy to like some people. So when you looking at Nicki Minaj, who's a superstar and shit like that, and who's held her crown as top female rapper for so long, she don't give a shit about what J. Cole is dropping. Cause she not looking at Cole as the same superstar. Now, if it was down to like rapping, you know, the bars, I'm sure she looks at Cole as, you know, up there with her. But when it comes to like superstars, especially for men, it's only like one active person that she'll look at in the same light as herself, and that's Drake.
I got a question, Justin. So now I had looked up some shit. So J. Cole, so first week they saying J. Cole sold 310.
Okay.
Nicki Minaj, I don't know if they got her exact numbers, but they saying she was projected to do about 75,000, and she actually did 90.
Mm-hmm.
So now if you saying that she was trying to compete with J. Cole, did her shit flop?
No, because she wasn't gonna do that. That's why I said like out the gate, because Cole is dropping a whole new project, whereas Nicki's dropping a re-release. So
that's probably like a re-release that's probably still in a lot of people's rotation, so they didn't have to rush to
That's the thing.
Just like all right, you might listen to the Carter 3 on a regular basis, not every day, but maybe some come on your shuffle once a month or some shit. Just off of your old shit. Maybe you got some shit on your computer or something, but like that. But that difference in numbers is why I'm like, I don't think she gave a fuck about what was going on with J. Cole, because she wasn't. It was nothing she could have did to match what J. Cole was doing off a mixtape.
You can't match the numbers. I think everything, or for most of it, that Nicki does is she is aware how people are talking, how people are receiving it. Correct. She can't do the same numbers as J. Cole, brand new project versus a re-release. But if people are talking about Nicki on night one, ain't that a victory for her?
What if they're talking about Cole too?
Who's going to talk about more? That would be. And I think that's the way Nicki.
What side of the internet you on? To be honest.
And I want
because it's like you got to think like these niggas. A lot of these like celebrities, they go into Twitter and type their name in. So it's like if you go into Twitter and type in Nicki Minaj, you're gonna see all the Nicki Minaj shit. Like,
correct, but then you got shit like trending and stuff like that to see kind of what like quote unquote the majority is looking at. What a lot of people are talking about. No, correct. I wasn't on Twitter that night, so I don't know who was trending higher, or any of that. I'm just saying if Nicki to me comes off as someone and how she's acting fast as she puts herself obviously in tier one, and she should be. And I think there's only a handful of niggas, and I do mean a handful, like 3 or 4, that she's concerned about in any form or fashion of what they're doing. And
you think there's that many people? Really?
I think there's like I think respectfully, she's got obviously Drake there. I think respectfully she's got Cole there.
When we just talking about rap right now.
It's essentially even, yeah, because I'm only keeping it in rap because like Will said, if you just go overall music, yes. But then if Beyonce or Rihanna drop, but I'm not
even talking about like musically. I'm just talking about like who's moving the needle, like who's bringing forth conversations. You know what I mean?
Then I would say right now, and I consider Kendrick retired, so I'm not including him in this.
And she don't look at, if we keep it in the bean, bro. She don't look. Drake is the only active rapper she look at as like any like can compare to her. She hold herself to the standards of like Jay-Z and fucking Biggie and them.
I feel like she called herself the female Jay-Z before.
She looks at herself as that level. Like, I get what you're saying, Justin, but like, bro, we love Cole, and Cole is incredible. Nicki Minaj do not look at J. Cole from a star level as like, oh, like he gonna top anything I'm doing. As far as conversation go, like, well, Cole is clearly gonna sell more records than her. You know what I mean? If Nicki would have dropped a new album Friday, Cole probably still would have did more album sales. But from Nicki's standpoint and the way her ego works, as we've seen, she don't look at these niggas as like a competition to her.
Mind you, the bar's been fiending for anything. These niggas been fiending for a tweet from Nicki.
They been itching. And it's coming from a nigga that sleeps with a fucking barb like on a regular basis.
Like my girl is like the biggest Cardi fan, like one of the biggest Cardi fans, and she a Nicki fan too. But like, of course, at the time when they was having their little back and forth, like Cardi was probably more popular, so she was more on the Cardi side of things. When that shit dropped, this was blasting in my house. And mind you, my girl is J. Cole is her favorite rapper.
Okay.
And that's if you want to count Nicki Minaj. J. Cole is her favorite rapper. When they both dropped, she was blasting Nicki shit because that took her back to a moment. Kind of like what Tony was saying. But like if you ask her like who she would listen to more, she would probably listen to J. Cole more than Nicki any day. But that Beam Me Up, Scotty, that itty bitty piggy blasting in my house Saturday fucking morning.
Like who's your girl's like favorite like female MC?
Janae. I was gonna say rapper, no, but she is Janae gets. I've
so
heard
see, like
so many Janae records. Like
you benefit from being with a woman who's more into like male rap, but like on this end of the spectrum, like my girl, she fuck with like male rappers, but like she don't have a favorite.
No, see, but like my girl is like J. Cole, and then it's like that's pretty much it for the male rappers. Like she don't fuck with like male rappers more. It's like she a City Girls fan, she a Cardi fan, she a nigga, she a Sweetie fan. She like the ratchet shit, but like she probably like if she wanted to listen to like some rap, she'll pick J. Cole over all of them. But she get in that bag too.
I was gonna
like
say
your,
my girl's
like your
a lot
girl,
of R&B
your girl
and then
has
Kendrick.
listened to like what's like the most rapidy nigga your girl has bumped? Would it be like Dave East or something?
Oh yes, that's
like my girl couldn't give you a fucking Dave East lyric, let alone like song.
My girl know Dave East from the Wu-Tang show.
I was gonna say if you want to be off association, Styles would be it. But that's just because Dave and Styles are super cool.
So like your point, I'm not saying your point is not valid, but like it's just that with the Nicki shit is so, what's the right word for it, I guess? Like it's no in between with Nicki. It's like you fuck with Nicki or you don't fuck with. Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? So I mean,
I got in between, but I'm not like a weirdo fan. So like
when she dropped last week, it's like you'd be hard pressed to find motherfuckers that's like diehard Nicki fans to care about anything someone else is doing the same night Nicki is dropping.
No, and I get.
That's why I'm saying like my girl is a bigger Cole fan than Nicki fan, but it was like when she had to pick which one she was listening to first, like because it's always something about when it comes to women, number one, but it's always something about when it's that Cole shit is that Cole shit is gonna be dope. You know, you're gonna listen to it when you listen to it, but then it's like when you get a chance to like reminisce, like when some shit dropping and you could just think like before it even make it to fucking Tidal, Apple, Spotify, whatever, you sitting around thinking like, oh man, I remember when this shit dropped. This is what I was doing when I was rapping this shit back then. Like,
no, I get all that. So my girl tweeted it. Well, it's a good transition here. I thought Will was gonna light me up.
I must have missed it.
Nah, nigga responded. My girl tweeted. She tweeted at y'all. So see, this is how toxic my house is. I decided to do something to the comfort of my own home. Like I'm doing dishes, cleaning up, whatever. Like it's 9. Albums both just dropped, right? So it's like 9 something. I'm just cleaning up, getting my shit ready for the next day. Like minding my business, listening to the music. I decided to listen to Seeing Green first, and my girl took that as disrespect.
See,
but no, that was the thing though. I listened to the Nicki shit first, and my girl took it as disrespect. So then she asked,
"You probably could get away with that though, because you're a Wayne stan."
That's what I told her, is because she was like, "How could you do that?" Like the way that I talk about Cole, and I got Cole in a real high regard. Like Tony says, Cole's the #1 rapper. Like Cole is not far off from me, and like on any given day, Cole could be my #1.
You're #1.
I got for me personally, I got like a tie. It's like Wayne and Lupe for me are like 1A, 1B.
I thought we was talking like active niggas or something.
Even the favorites.
I'm just saying. I thought that's, like I'm not even like trying to be on no funny shit. Like I thought that's what when you said.
What's Wayne's equivalent to like a basketball player right now?
We always used to.
No. I mean like a nigga that was Heat, but like he's still in the league and he's not as Heat no more.
Vince Carter. I mean, even though he just retired, but like it would have been Vince Carter.
Maybe Vince Carter, yeah.
It would have been like
because Vince was slow those last 2 years. Like,
what has Wayne been the last?
But like when you talk about like Vince at his peak, when you talk about Vince at his peak and his athleticism, like Vince would catch an oop every once in a while towards the back end of his career. So it's like for the most part, Vince was just out there playing. He's 3-and-D, but then every once in a while he get an oop thrown his way and niggas get hyped. So when Wayne get on the track where he go crazy, like because it ain't every track, is once in a while now.
And I got a fucked up one.
Hey, when you said that shit, all I thought about was when Russ was like, he just out there running around.
Wait, you said what?
Wayne just getting on records running around.
Hey man, look, I was in my head for some reason. I was trying to think of like active niggas, because obviously like the all-time comp for me is like, once again, rest in peace, but it was Kobe, right? Most missed shots, most made shots, all that good shit.
Kobe.
But in my head, I was like active niggas. I'm like, damn, is Andre Iguodala still active? Like,
he is.
Like,
He is.
I was like, Iguodala could be one.
See, but I don't think it could be Iguodala.
I mean, peak wise, no, but like the nigga's still here, and like every now and again he do some crazy shit in the game, and you're like,
you get
oh
like
yeah,
a crazy game winning steal. You're like, oh shit, that's Iggy. That's funny. That is funny.
Yeah, but that's why I use Vince Carter though, because I'm like, even though he out the league now, but I'm like, you got to think like every season or whatever, he'll get a dunk or alley oop, and niggas will go crazy just because he.
Yeah.
I mean, what you want to use Blake Griffin or something? Blake Griffin ain't his
nigga,
own.
no.
Blake Griffin ain't dunked in years, and his first dunk in Brooklyn was crazy. Like the dunk wasn't crazy, but niggas went crazy.
He should have to pay the
dunked.
Pistons back. This nigga didn't dunk out of spite for 2 years. And then they came back to Brooklyn. Nigga was like, first off, when I read that, like, oh, Blake hasn't dunked in like X amount of games, I'm like, nah, this bullshit. And then I'm like, they're like, yo, he can't dunk no more. I'm like, the nigga's 6'10". Like, I'm 6'9". I know what I need. You don't got to jump far to dunk. You don't got to jump high to dunk if you're 6'9".
Right
I can absolutely dunk right now. The fuck?
I'm just asking.
Like, the nigga's 6'10".
On like a NBA rim?
A 10-foot rim, absolutely. I can drop step, niggas. Don't play with me.
Without traveling?
No, you can't. Record it.
Nigga, when we go out, when y'all out here in December, I promise you, we'll go to 25 Fitness. They reopened. Basketball court ain't reopened yet. Fuck that shit. We'll go down to the beach.
Y'all got like basketball court beaches in California.
Absolutely.
Rich shit.
I shoot for dollars.
That's fine, nigga. I'll take your money.
No, you won't.
This trip totally changed for me, man. This trip has completely changed.
What?
Because when did you tell us you was getting? When did you tell us you was getting married? This was in what, December?
When I told y'all?
Tony thought he was coming out there on some pimp shit.
I was getting some fucking boy. I was burning California.
He thought he was about to come out there on fire.
I think I told y'all when I got before I got the ring, and I was like, oh, I finally I found where I was gonna buy it. I think I told y'all
this was definitely before January though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no. This was I think I told y'all in November, and then
the words of Biggie Smalls, things done changed.
He was gonna come Tennessee down.
Justin, chill.
I'm just saying, it's a dangerous game, dog. Never mind. Rest in peace. We love Big. Hey, no, I hated. Don't ask me why. I hate when, and we'll get back to Cole in a second. I promise. I was watching some of Fat Joe's interviews, right? And Fat Joe always asks niggas. Joe always asks niggas like, "Yo, name your top 5." And this is no disrespect to niggas. But just because you talking to Fat Joe, all y'all niggas don't need to start acting like he was the biggest Big Pun fans in the world.
Because Pun probably in a lot of niggas' top 5.
Pun was nice, but these niggas don't really have Pun.
But who he interviewed?
No, Pun definitely a lot of niggas top 5, Justin.
If
niggas couldn't think of a name, and they would just look at Joe like, "Hey man, Big Pun though." Like,
nah, but if it was niggas on the East Coast, if it was niggas on the East Coast, I ain't surprised if they named Big Pun at all.
I'm not mad at you if you got Big Pun in your top 5. Big Pun is nice.
Just keep it a bean, bro. Pun is like, if we talking like New York rappers, like and three of the top 5 is like in the top 10 ever. If we talking about New York rappers, is J, Big, Kiss, and it might be Pun.
Pun not above. And we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that.
Nas, of course. Chill. I forgot about my chill. Nas, of course. Of course.
And wait a minute, so is Pun going over X?
He might. If we talking just like bar for bar, Pun might be over X.
I'm not putting Pun over
X.
I
don't know if I'm taking Pun.
I'm not saying I am. I'm not
and then when you think about it, you got on some as far as the East Coast shit go, is like niggas will argue that. Like niggas can legit argue Pun being in their top 5 as niggas that argue Pun being number 1. You got that old video floating around. That old video when they was all at the table freestyling. Who was it? It was Pun X. Was Big? I think was Big L there.
Yeah, it
was Pun X, Big L. Like, it's niggas that'll say Big L is like.
And I mean, shit. When you think about all the posse cuts, like it's hard to find one where Pun verse wasn't the best.
I'm not taking that away. I'm just saying the way
they only saying it because Fat Joe there.
I absolutely do, because niggas would pause. That's the thing. Like, niggas would go like right off the top. They were like,
niggas stop.
Niggas was like, yeah, like, all right, name your top 5. And it was like, all right, like Jay got a lot in there, obviously. There's a lot of niggas naming Nas, a lot of niggas naming M, like names that you normally hear. And then niggas would get like stuck on 4 and 5, and they was like, man, I don't know where to go. And then niggas just looked at him and they was like, but Big Pun though, like. And then,
I'm saying, so what if they would have named another nigga? You would have said the same thing. Like, if they paused,
it looked funny. It looks
because it was Fat Joe.
I'm absolutely saying they was doing that just because it was Fat Joe. And then another one.
When the last time you listened to Big Pun though, Justin?
But no, hold on, yeah. Because when he first brought the point up, I thought he was going to say niggas were saying Fat Joe. I was going to be like, yeah, them niggas capping. So like, but when you said Big Pun, I'm like,
Big Sean did though. Big Sean looked right at Big Sean went Pun, and then he was like, yo, Joe, I really got to consider you too though.
I mean, but that's Big Sean.
But,
like, I mean,
see, I would want to be like Big Sean Wildin', but like I listen to like old Fat Joe on the regular though.
And I'm not taking nothing away from them. Absolutely not taking away none of them. But man, look, all right, let's get to Cole. So I love y'all, and I'm the nigga who I get stuck with the whole lyrical miracle shit. And Big Pun does some lyrical miracle shit. But a lot of y'all anyway. So man,
Big Pun.
First,
one of the funniest Big Pun, not funny is, but like one of the wildest Big Pun lines is when he say, it's all the Terror Squad album. Big Pun said, he said, none of my prostitute vaginas got the virus. He said, if you see one in the hospital, you can bet it was violence. I said, yo, y'all got that off.
see, but
that's fire.
See, but that's like the difference. Like when we talk about like lyrical miracle shit, and like, usually lyrical miracle is more so like, yeah, it's about like it's using a lot of
what
words.
Is lyrical miracle? What is lyrical miracle?
Because
niggas say that shit, and Lupe will make a whole shit. But
it's half conscious rap, but it's also half like a nigga just rhyming a bunch of words together.
Because like.
Because like Mos Def is not like lyrical miracle to me, but like I'm sure he is to a lot of niggas. But like lyrical miracle to me is the shit.
Listen to Mos Def though.
That's also
the lyrical miracle shit to me is like a lot of. I love it was written, man, with all my heart. But Nas got off a lot of lyrical miracle shit on that album.
Okay, so this is why I say lyrical miracle, right? Because lyrical miracle is essentially saying like, I think it's a general like, what is it? It's like, oh, I could rhyme a bunch of big words fast and just sound impressive.
Precisely. Say just conscious rap, but yeah, like
precisely.
So M has a song. M's got
raps.
Infinite, right? Infinite is one of like an easy example. Y'all know Infinite? Like the actual song.
What was that other shit that he dropped that some years ago? What was it called? Rap God or some shit?
Yeah, Rap God.
Rap.
That to me is lyrical miracle. That is Eminem just taking a dictionary trying to rap words off as fast as he can. That's the epitome of
lyrical miracle, bro.
Absolutely, okay?
See, but that's why I like, because it's like, when you hear that shit, like, when you hear niggas like rapping like that, it's like, what part be making niggas say, yeah, that's fire? Like when you
there's niggas that, because not to be fair, and like it worked for him, but he was in a different space. Hearing niggas rap like fast in different flows that's cool from time to time. It's like I get that. Like you like, and it's like, it's not just
shit though.
Nigga, like then what is Twista? Like Twista has a whole
talking that shit.
But that's what I'm saying. So it's like, but Twista you could say is a lot of lyrical miracle, doing a lot of words real fast just to show off that I can do this and y'all can't.
Lyrical miracle and you don't know what he's saying.
That's what niggas call lyrical miracle. Niggas don't know. Nigga, can you name 50 words off Rap God?
I might
When
have
you
listened
said
to
that, when you said that, all I came through my mind was fucking Busta Rhymes "Look at Me Now" verse, and I was like, wait, that's not the same song.
Like, but that's what I'm saying. It's like niggas call Lupe Lyrical Miracle. I don't think Lupe is Lyrical Miracle at all. Just because, yes, does he use big words? Yeah. But Lupe have a whole ass story about some anime shit, street shit, crossing over there. He's like, that's just Lyrical Miracle. It's like, nigga, what? What? Like, so, man, look, Lyrical Miracle is, are there songs like it? Obviously. Can you get into a pattern of it? Obviously. You do it too much, nigga, stop fucking with that shit. Obviously. Shout out Eminem.
Yeah.
Like, but that don't mean just because, like, you rhyme in, like, big words, or you rhyming fast, or you rhyming like a complicated scheme. Like, shit's not all just Lyrical Miracle.
Rhyming fast just considered Lyrical Miracle? Like, was Busta Rhymes Lyrical Miracle on Look at Me Now?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what I'm asking, like, would you call it that?
No, because he was talking that shit.
Nigga, what was he saying?
Was he though?
Like,
I had no idea.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's niggas who, like we both listen to Royce, Will. And niggas have called Royce Lyrical Miracle. And Royce is not a Lyrical Miracle nigga, even if he has raps that you could say, oh, that's kind of like that, because he just showing off what he could do.
That's crazy, though. If niggas calling Royce Lyrical Miracle.
Niggas did that on the second Bad Meets Evil one, the one that dropped in 2011.
Yeah. See, that wasn't Lyrical Miracle to me. That was niggas talking crazy.
That's what I thought too. But it's like, I could understand, or I'm not even understand.
Roy's got a bad rap for being next to that white boy.
It's also
hey, hold up.
It's also
hey, Royce loves that white boy. Don't say it like that. That's Royce cool. Loves that nigga.
Hey, that's his man. I don't mean no.
Royce support the rocket launcher, a true fan.
Royce my man too. He wouldn't do no shit like that. Shout out to my Detroit niggas.
Royce support. Man, he'll get the rocket launcher.
And see, going back to that Cole and Nicki shit. That Cole and Nicki shit. The first album I listened to on Friday was neither one of those. It was Babyface Ray.
Shout out to the Detroit niggas.
Amen. Where the fuck were we? All right, back to Cole. Now that we finally circled the wagon on that shit. First impression. Not what you think about it now, but like, what was your first impression? Like, Tony, you said you listened to the day after. Will, I think you said you listened to it a little bit that night and then finished it the day after. What was your first impression off it?
That night when I first started.
As soon as I heard Cameron, I knew that shit was classic.
And I first
nigga did the whole meme like 2 seconds in. Oh, it's the classic. Turn that bitch up.
And the first, like, when I first heard it, I was like, nah, this shit. Like, when he first got into his shit, I was like, oh, no, this nigga rapping this shit. This shit gonna be different. And I mean, I listened to the rest maybe later on the next day and shit. I think when I first listened to it, I was like, I felt like it was a good album. I feel like it got better. Like the more I listened to it, I felt like it got better. Honestly.
No,
even after first listen, I thought it was a good album.
So my first impression, I did it the way that you're always supposed to listen to rap music, which is while you're washing the dishes. And while you're washing dishes, that shit was. Hey, niggas got responsibilities, man. So like,
nigga thought folding clothes part 2 was gonna be on that.
And like, it was dope just hearing like the album, and then obviously, I didn't count. I've seen some people say like, "Oh, Cameron's a feature." I'm like, the nigga just like talked in the beginning. I'm not gonna call that a feature. No. And so, but then you get the first feature, which is 21 Savage, right? And it's like, oh shit, it like, because I had made a joke in the group text earlier. It's like, oh, this nigga just don't want features ever again.
Him not naming them definitely made the surprise of getting those artists like it made it bigger.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Niggas was like, here go J. Like some niggas was probably like, here go J. Cole again. Don't want no final, no features again.
Like, so then you hear 21 Savage and like, and it worked though, because that song caught my eye. Because the first thing I was
21 don't miss.
That's fact. The first thing I was thinking as I was listening to it is I was like, oh, this kind of sounds like mixtape Cole. Like, these aren't like concept songs. This is just this nigga going like, hey, this nigga wanted to prove a point. Like, I don't care who y'all are. I don't, and Cole said this before, but this was like consistently. I don't care who you are. I don't care how well you think you do this shit. Nigga, I am first name Jermaine, last name Cole. Nigga, what is he? I don't know if he's laughing at me or if he's laughing at some shit he saw on the phone. This nigga getting me mad confused. Hey, Will, you want to share with the rest of the class? Hey, yo, this nigga's crying. Damn, what is going on?
Just finish, Justin.
Hey, what the fuck just happened? I missed something?
Oh, man.
I'm out of the loop. My bad. Niggas got a text.
Nah, that shit was funny. It was like funny, but then it was funny because I was trying to stop laughing while you was talking. That's why.
Yo, hold on. Hey, there was no slander on this show. Fam, I don't need to be on the next IG Live.
Don't say his name.
That's a fact.
Nigga like Candy.
Oh, man.
I was just...
No, that shit was funny though. Like I said, it was just funny because it was like, yeah, it was funny, but then part of it was like I was trying not to keep laughing while you was talking, but I couldn't stop.
Oh, but it sounded like mixtape Cole, which I was excited about because I love mixtape Cole. Like that's how we all was introduced to him. So that was super dope. Obviously, like the 21 Savage, like him showing up on there, Baby showing up on there.
He threw Baby the crazy like like Shaq and Kobe oop like.
Not Baby getting on like
he lined that shit up perfectly for Baby to come on there.
Baby getting on songs and just like and with high end niggas like. How many times y'all listened to it the first day?
Once.
Maybe twice or three times because you know it's an easy listen. It's only shit what like half hour, a little bit over that. So.
Yeah, it ain't long at all.
Yeah, I definitely got a few listens on the first day. So probably over the last week, I just been rotating that and Babyface Ray's mixtape.
What the fuck is this? Oh, no, I agree. I think I was probably listening to it 3 times total. Once that first night, because for us it's 9:00, so don't come out like super late. And then Friday, I probably listened to it 2 or 3 times. It sounds cliche, but is there a skip on this to y'all?
Not to me. But you know, Cole could come out with some shit where he just breathing. I'm gonna be like, yeah, it's 5 stars. So
put this shit in the Hall of Fame.
Basically.
Yo, why they let a fan in the Hall of Fame?
No, why you let a fan? It's not Spike Lee in the Hall of Fame.
That's the wild. That was the wildest shit to me. That's what kind of. I ain't even tripping out Dog Man in the Hall of Fame, but I don't even know that nigga. But I'm like,
we keeping it a big.
Spike Lee Dog in there, not Spike.
It ain't Spike Lee or Jack Nicholson. That's a problem.
They ought to go stomp James Dolan out.
Hey, yo, James Dolan get it. Let the Hall of Fame put some shit in. It's like, nah, nigga, it's your fault.
Do the playing game stink?
Do the what?
I said, do the playing game stink?
When you don't have LeBron and Steph, yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
That was all. So I had a fucked up work schedule today, but I recorded in the car, but I only did one thing, and it was. This is why, like, you're never gonna know like what works and what doesn't, especially if you base it off like your stars. Like LeBron and Steph, no matter what the situation is, and niggas is playing for a playoff spot. Like if the Warriors lose on Friday, them niggas are not in the playoffs.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie
felt like the game of the year.
Only thing last night convinced me is if like the Warriors was healthy, they'd be in the finals.
That's a fact.
Like, and I'm talking about fully healthy, not healthy like with Kelly Oubre and them not being injured. I'm talking about like Clay and all. Like, if them if them niggas was like fully healthy, I was like, I don't like. Early in the season, you know, you saying it's like, yeah, I don't know, but then it's like. Just watching what Steph was doing, like what he been doing this season by himself is like, yeah, if these niggas was healthy, I don't know what niggas would do.
Dog, they have Anthony Davis picking this nigga up at half court and Alex Caruso guarding him full court. Like,
and then the third one, like helping off his man, like just in case he shake loose, just in case he shake one of these niggas. Like,
have niggas ever been guarded like that?
Not from behind
not
the 3-point line.
Full court.
not from half court. Like when you get to the half court line, you got 3 niggas on Steph Virgil. Like you got Caruso, like you said, guarding the full court. You got AD helping the double team, and then you got a third nigga like playing off of his man, like getting ready for Steph to shake one of these niggas.
I deep dive into this shit too much, but that's just because I'm weirdo. I remember like the only thing I compared it to is like as I was watching the game and I was like, because AD really just started at half court and like he was already like in a slide position like as soon as they inbounded the ball to Steph. Mm-hmm. And I'll never forget it was a Sunday night football game bad years ago. It was the Saints and Lions. And the Saints.
I remember that the Calvin shit. They had like
they had two niggas press Calvin and a safety like 5 yards back, and it's the goal line. I'm like, y'all niggas put 3 people on him.
Yeah, that shit was. I remember that shit.
But that's why it's like.
But that shit pointless when you got 2 niggas on them that's 5'9". Like, okay.
But that's why it's like, wow, like with the basketball shit, it's like Steph is obviously like the most carry nigga in the league. Like yeah. Obviously.
Like, it's just if him and Clay were both healthy.
The nigga basically got triple teamed all night.
Man, I pray we can get Clay at least back to like 90% of his self.
Hey man, nigga said it's not impossible cap wise. If Clay comes back, Kawhi could be there.
And see, before the season, I sent y'all this text. I said Kawhi could dip out of LA, and I feel like the Celtics got a shot. That's dead, obviously, but I could see Kawhi leaving the Clippers though.
If they don't win, easy.
If Kawhi was to go to the Warriors, it's definitely like.
You don't
even need Clay at 90% no more because now you got another defender. You got a wing defender and Kawhi. You need fucking Clay to be Duncan Robinson. But the Clay version.
That's the most accomplished version of a player ever.
But the Clay version.
If Steph is like the most accomplished Mario Chalmers, Clay is definitely the most accomplished Duncan Robinson.
And like when I say that, of course, like niggas know Clay is way better. Clay is a better player and a better shooter than Duncan Robinson, but I just mean like a catch and shoot nigga.
What you need, right?
Yeah, like you just need him to play good defense, play hard. You don't need him to lock down the best defender all night. Now he just, and he. As good as Clay is, Clay been a catch and shoot nigga. Like he scored 60 off fucking 2 dribbles.
That's what's wild. Is like Clay's the best catch and shoot nigga in the league, and he don't even got to be a catch and shoot nigga. Like Clay can.
Draymond. Oh, go ahead, Dustin.
Yo, Draymond.
If Draymond averaged 12 a game, if Draymond could average fucking like 15 points a game, the Warriors wouldn't be in the play-in game.
I was thinking like Draymond said.
And I fuck with Draymond because I feel like he's a great defender. Like I feel like he is elite. Like
I love Draymond.
Yeah, like I fuck with Draymond heavy. If Dog could score 15, if Dog could give him 15 a game, they wouldn't be in the play-in.
They would have 4-peated.
He was the best. He's like the greatest defender of all time, and like I respect that energy. But I'm saying here, like Draymond wasn't the best defender. Wasn't the second best defender on the Warriors like 2 years ago. So.
Draymond does do like when he gets in his bag though defensively.
Like, he was giving AD hell.
That's what I'm saying. Like it felt
he was giving AD hell last night.
I was doing like Hall of Fame like comp storylines and shit this week. I'm like, what Draymond does when like he's really in it, it's like that shit feels like KG. Like a nigga who could defend like on a pick and roll, could defend both players on a pick and roll and still make it back to protect her and block a shot. Like
that nigga had 2 points yesterday. 9 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 steals, and 3 blocks.
Hey, yo.
That's such a Draymond stat line, bro.
But it's just why because it's like my nigga. What is his average for he averaged 7 points a game. If he was and it's like I'm not even shitting on him for not being a scorer because
if he got 7, they would have won.
My nigga, if he would have scored, if he would have hit his average, they would have won. But it's like my nigga, if you can hit 4 layups, five layups a game, and get to the free throw line a couple of times, like. The Warriors win at least like 5 more games this season. At least.
But Draymond going for like that 2K teammate grade. This nigga dribble the ball, pass it to Steph, set the screen, get that little bump. Pass it back.
He set another screen. Like it's literally like the fact that the Warriors score the way they do, and it's literally a Steph and Draymond 2-man game when you know who's gonna shoot the ball every time.
Like
if
nuts.
Draymond get the ball and he giving it to Steph, and he about to set a screen, and Steph gonna give it back, and he go pass it back and set another screen. Like Draymond ain't. Oh man, like if Draymond can make like 4-5 layups a game, look, man.
Nah, did you see Draymond try to go up and dunk though?
We getting that. That was wild.
That was wild. Hey, he was so confident though.
That was wild because it was like flat as hell, and he tried to jump between LeBron and Andre Drummond. That was wild. we finally getting that Lakers Clippers Western Conference Finals.
Not if LeBron played like he did last night.
Y'all think the Clippers duck the Lakers?
No,
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I think that's like the dumbest shit. Like niggas just started talking about. Dog, the Clippers have had players miss games left and right the last 2 years, especially Kawhi. So it's like Kawhi, PG, Rondo, and whoever else wasn't playing. Like, and they're like, oh, but they lost to the Rockets and Thunder. Like, nigga, who cares?
A Rondo team ain't ducking nobody at this stage of Rondo.
Yeah, and I feel like, but I guess back to the Lakers, I feel like if LeBron is on the minutes restriction, I don't know if they're gonna make it. If LeBron gets off a minutes restriction,
fucking minute restriction. He just did like that. LeBron was hurt, like, and that's just no way around that. Like LeBron played and looked like he was hurt. LeBron though. No. This was one of the most clever things. All that
and the niggas still like put up like 25, 10, and 10 is.
Well, no, that's why one of the most clever things I've heard in a while from sports media is Kevin Wildes. He said LeBron is that great right now that this nigga on a bad ankle. Kevin Wildes didn't say nigga, but I'm in putting some.
Well, he could. I don't know who that
was. He said this nigga is so great that he played like a dad playing with kids. He didn't want to score. He just got the ball, stood at the free throw line, and just kind of said, "Oh, Kuzma, all right, cool. You ain't scoring in a while. Here you go. Oh, cool, Caruso, you ain't scoring in a while. Oh, here you go." It's like that's how much better he is than everybody right now at 36 years old. Like,
but see, when shit got crucial though, he could. If he don't need to use, if they could keep the game in those type of situations, and then put it to where he got to use that gear.
That's really all it was about last night. It was like he sat out. He came in or whatever. They went on a run. As soon as it got close enough, he sat back down. They kept it close while he was sitting down.
But you can't do that to teams like not the Warriors, because the Warriors, you only got to worry about Steph. You can't do that for a team that has like 2 or 3 guys that can score, especially the East teams.
I think the West is very open, but I don't know who those teams would be in the West though.
You can't do that to the Jazz. The Jazz got 5 or 6 niggas who can score.
I mean, but
you can do that to the Jazz. LeBron can do that to the Jazz.
There's playoffs though, man. And I've been high on the Jazz all year, so don't get me wrong, but
I don't think you can do that. They got to play the Suns in the first round. You can't do that to the Suns.
LeBron is niggas kryptonite.
That's the thing right there.
Because it's like
healthy LeBron.
Not Wilson, but I got another point.
But it's like you could say it, and like niggas would be like, whatever. Like we seen what they did all year, but it's like we don't know how these niggas is gonna play in the playoffs. We don't know who gonna get cold feet. Like it's the playoffs at the end of the day. So it's like
let me also.
The Suns ain't been to playoffs in I don't know how long.
I feel like the Suns are a really good matchup for the Lakers, but I don't like that as a round one for the Suns though.
So here's the other thing, and this ain't hating because I called this nigga top 3 player 4 years ago. AD can't play like he plays these last 10 to 15 games that he's been out there.
He's not 100% though.
That's fine, but that's part of the problem. That's what I'm saying. No one's arguing like with a healthy, obviously healthy AD and LeBron. They probably run in the back. Not a whole lot of questions asked.
Yeah, I don't know if I got them beating the Suns. And I think one of the things that's been the Warriors' downfall, like for a little while now, especially when they don't have all that shooting, is them not having real big men.
That too.
Like I feel like when they go against somebody.
Yeah, did Wiseman play last night? Was he hurt?
What?
You said who? No, he out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he out. What's his name? So it's just Looney.
Yeah,
that's rough.
So Looney is 6'8", 6'9", so it's like,
yeah.
But that's been like the Warriors' problem since fucking Bogut left. Is like they they don't have no real big bodies. Like when you get an AD down there, and you just need a big body to put it, just to put in the game to kind of.
But I think that's
make them sweat.
Yeah,
because and they might be friends. Chris gonna make LeBron and AD play defense.
Mm-hmm.
He is like, I don't care how good a friendship is, he is like, y'all niggas not healthy. Chris Paul is exposing the shit out of that. Like he's putting y'all.
Fuck about no friendship.
No, Chris the nigga that's going look. He know your back fucked up. He gonna do like Kobe did T-Mac and put an elbow to that motherfucker.
Yeah, hold on. Hey, imagine
Chris definitely going. Get a nigga's airspace, if you will.
I don't have an unhealthy Lakers team beating the Suns though.
That's.
But if it happened, I wouldn't be surprised because it's like.
Hey, shout out to New Orleans' finest.
But it's just like one of those things where it's like LeBron is still LeBron at the end of the day, and it's like it'll be tough for me to just say like, yeah, whatever. Like I wouldn't like. I think the Suns going. I think if the Lakers are not healthy, I think the Suns gonna win. But I wouldn't bet against LeBron.
The energy I'm on with the Lakers, and I got to get out here in a few minutes, is the same way I felt about in 2016. In 2016, with Kyrie and Kevin Love was healthy, all I was telling people that asked me, like, oh, you got winning the series and it's the finals, is I said, I can't see Golden State losing. But I'm not going to say LeBron don't got a chance. I can't see an unhealthy Lakers team beating the Suns. But I ain't going to say LeBron don't got a chance. Like, I agree with you. LeBron is LeBron. But obviously, like, 22, 10, and it's cool you got a triple-double, but 22, 10, and 10 LeBron not getting you all the way through the finals.
Against who, though? Like
I don't think the Suns. I don't think the
Jazz.
That's
the thing. That's my whole thing.
Those are like great. Those are great numbers.
They're great, but it's not. Those are great if you anybody but LeBron. Look at what LeBron.
What does LeBron average? Like what you mean? Like
LeBron puts up damn near 30, 10, and 10 just cause. And if he actually has to play the full game now, and when I'm saying 30, 10, and 10 is I'm saying based off if LeBron actually has to play. And obviously your playoff stats usually are different because usually your first round, if you're a high seed, like you're watching whoever you're playing first, you're not playing heavy minutes. When LeBron has to play heavy minutes, he's doing 30, 10, and 10 at least, if he's not doing more.
So he did that in like 20 minutes. And 20, he played
almost 30.
Yeah, he played.
I think he went over 30 because he was at. They was talking about his minute restriction.
His minute restriction was 28. I think he played like 31.
Yeah, like he went over that. And so that's what I'm saying. If he got to play if he got to play heavy minutes, we don't know if him playing heavy minutes is going to fuck something else up.
So you think if LeBron hit his season averages for this year, they can't win?
Is his season average 22, 10, and 10?
25. Let me see. It's 25 and it's less than 10 rebounds and less than 10 assists. So he was only off his average by 3 points as far as points, but he was over in rebounds and over in assists.
Bro, his percentage, he shot what?
He shot 7 of 17, so his percentage was down yesterday. But
that's part of it. It's like because even watch that game the first quarter, like he wasn't finishing layups, he wasn't finishing, like he wasn't doing normal LeBron shit. And if he's not doing normal LeBron shit,
but
I'm not just automatically putting him in the finals. I'm not saying he can't.
We know he's picking spots, though. We do know that
he didn't have to go crazy last night because at worst case scenario they lost that game and had to go beat.
And he got to play the fucking Grizzlies. Like
so this wasn't like a game.
I fuck with John Moran. I hate the fat niggas just throwing and the Grizzlies gonna lose, but like I fuck with Ja. So
I've been fucking with Ja since Murray State, but I mean the facts of the
But that's the thing, like it's like so this it wasn't even like last night was a critical situation for the Lakers because it was like, all right, if you lose, you just gotta play fucking Memphis.
But okay, so
and you can say that's a dangerous game to play, but like this is a team that just won the NBA Finals. I'm sure they're very comfortable with these situations, and they have the best player of the last 10 years.
Absolutely, and I'm just saying if LeBron got to play heavy minutes.
Question before we go: do you think you're overrating the other West teams?
No, I don't think. I think every other team outside of like those big three in the East, like I think niggas look at Philly, Brooklyn, and Milwaukee a little bit differently. But I think the other West teams, everybody looks at less, and that's the LeBron effect. We're just used to seeing, because he's done it and he's earned it, we're just used to seeing LeBron run through niggas no matter what's the situation. But this ain't, like I said, if LeBron's not 100%, it took 100% of LeBron to run through these other niggas, get to the finals, and then in the finals it was depending who was playing. Like, but that's all I'm really taking into consideration. If I don't get 100% of LeBron, what are we going off of? I don't know if he plays one game with heavy minutes and he goes crazy and it looks like
I don't
LeBron.
even know if. Oh, go ahead, bro. Go ahead, my bad.
It's like if he goes crazy, it's like, does he tweak his ankle actually even more because he had to win that game because the other team was going off for a quarter, or like they had to come back? Now, is he missing the game? Is he on even more of a minutes restriction? Like, we've never seen LeBron James on a minute restriction.
So, like, I think niggas like, all right, so Justin, you know, like, I'm rooting for the Suns. You know, it's like, fuck with Devin Booker, I'm rooting for the Suns.
Chris Paul on the Suns, dog. I'm definitely rooting for the Suns.
But I don't know if LeBron needs to be 100% to beat the Suns.
I think he's got to be better than he was last night. I'm not going to put a number on what he was last night. I'm just going to say I know he wasn't 100%.
What if he's that last night, but they can get 12 out of KCP. They can get, 12 out of Caruso or something like that.
Who do you trust in the series? The Suns role players or the Lakers role players?
No,
I we've seen the Lakers role players do it when they matter.
But that's what I was about to say. But you've also seen the Lakers just won a championship, so it's kind of hard to say. But I would trust Jay Crowder and Cam Johnson and those guys.
And it's like last night, more, AD only had 14 points.
But that's been what has AD been consistently?
He averaged 21 points a game this year.
He played half the season. And he had mad games.
We can't assume he's going to give you 14.
But he had one of the best defenders in the league, like guarding him.
No, absolutely. Draymond's going to give you hell way more than a lot of niggas. But if he's in a series against the Suns, he's still going to have to deal with Jay Crowder going out there on some of them. He's still, and you would say height. Draymond and Jay Crowder are the same height. Not that Jay Crowder's quite the defender Draymond is. He's going to have to deal with Ayton in the paint. Excuse me. He's going to have to deal with Chris Paul. Because Chris Paul, whether it's legit defense or the nigga just swiping at his ankles, New Orleans finest.
I'm rooting for the Suns. I don't know if I feel like the Lakers can beat them unhealthy, but while they unhealthy, but it's like I wouldn't like.
And I'm not saying like the Suns sweeping them. I mean, I'm not saying like, oh yeah, the Suns just washing niggas up. Like
I'm just saying like I won't say
like TV if LeBron gets swept in the first round.
Like I wouldn't put money on the Suns to win, but it's like I also
Shannon Sharp would leave. This nigga would go back to Savannah State. This nigga would be gone.
The nigga be on CBS by September.
If they feel like one of them. They feel like the niggas is overmatched. They better just let LeBron fake an injury or some shit. They can't let dog get swept in the first round.
Chris might let him get that. If Chris knew they was about to sweep him, Chris might throw away a game.
I don't like fuck no.
Chris Paul won the title. You got Chris Paul fucked up.
See, I'm dumb how in the Suns. Like, I really think this is a good matchup for them. I just don't like it as a first round matchup. Like, I feel like
it might be better in the first round because of health.
I feel like both need a round or two to get that playoff experience. I just don't like it as a first round matchup for the Suns.
This is a 100% fan thing. Don't get me wrong.
No, I feel like Book gonna be ready.
I think Book gonna spaz. I think Book is looking at everybody on the Lakers like, because think about it, and we all like Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins looked nice, like even nicer than normal last night when guarded by LeBron for most of the game.
But Andrew, I was about to text that yesterday. Andrew Wiggins, he played a little harder when it's against LeBron because of the whole Cleveland shit. Anytime he play against LeBron,
that's fine.
Like if you look at his numbers, probably against LeBron, like. I think when that rookie year, I think he gave LeBron 30 the first time they played when he was a rookie. I think like he is consistently good against LeBron.
And that's fine. Him consistently stepping up his game is still not as good as Devin Booker. And I think Devin Booker's looking at everybody else like who gonna guard. Devin Booker's looking at it like who is gonna guard me. And who is he worried about on the Lakers? Like put these niggas in rotation. Like put Caruso at me. Put fucking like I think Booker is gonna go crazy. That's a fan thing. I'm not.
What numbers are considered going crazy to you?
I think Booker's gonna go for 30 plus easy, and I think I'm giving like
a game, like
30 plus a game, and I'm going one game. He goes. I'm gonna say one game. He goes 40.
Hey, and I'm a huge Booker fan. I don't know if I'm saying he.
I think Booker's.
The Lakers have the best defense in the league.
That's cool. I said this is a fan thing. This is not a rational take. I hear you. This is 100% a fan thing. I just think Booker's gonna go nuts. Because because
talk about Chris Paul. That's your favorite player. Nigga.
That's dog. I said I don't think it's going. I said I won't say the Suns will wash the Lakers. I didn't say how I feel. But with that being said, don't forget, as always, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Don't forget to check out all the shows we do here, Heartfelt Radio, A&M. Excuse me. Obviously, Real Big 3.
Who the Blazers playing in the fucking second round?
JNS episode 3 coming out.
They playing Denver, right?
No, I said in the second round. I'm talking about after they beat Denver.
Oh, nigga. Anyway.
What the fuck is you talking about?
Don't forget,
Denver, nigga.
As always, all the socials, at I Talk a Lot 9080, at Ant_HFN, at Wibble_VO, at Shadow Riley, at Hard Fun Network on Twitter and Instagram. Y'all got anything else you want to say before we head out?
Nope.
Nah. Celtics stink. I'm mad as shit they won that game.
This nigga wanted his own team out.
They would have still had another game though, right?
This nigga didn't want them on prime time.
So.
He's like, I don't want anybody else looking at these niggas.
But I feel like they would have lost to the Pacers though.
Damn.
No, I'm saying niggas thought the Hornets was about to beat the Pacers.
I probably would have been on that if I was paying attention.
I ain't gonna lie, I probably thought the Hornets was gonna win.
I probably would have been on that.
But that's a fan opinion too, just because I fuck with LaMelo, and it's like nigga, the Pacers injury report, like 90% of the team was out.
Who was the best player in that series? I mean, in that game.
Sabonis. Who's like the weirdest? Like, is Sabonis? He the best player on the Pacers, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is he the best player on the team?
No. He's not the worst best player on the team. It's a playoff team. Is he the best player on the playoff team?
You just said he was the best player in that game. So who the best player on that team? Like what you think? Like
I don't know if I don't know if I'm saying he was better than LaMelo that night. I don't know if I'm.
He's better than LaMelo all around.
You think he better? You think he better than Terry Rozier right now?
Do I think he better? Would I rather have Sabonis over Terry Rowe? Like probably.
Nah, who better though?
Thank you. Thank you. So we not.
No, I think Sabonis is better. I think he's better.
But I'm saying, like, who the worst team in the NBA?
The Cavs or the Pistons?
Minnesota.
And
all right, so you got the Cavs. Who the best player on the Cavs?
Colin Sexton.
Colin Sexton.
Probably.
Who the best player on the
Timberwolves? Hey, no, the Timberwolves. I ain't gonna say Sabonis. I'm taking over. I'm not taking him over Cat.
I'm still taking Cat over Sabonis.
No,
that's a fact. So
who else? What's the other bad teams?
Hey man, we're going to have to debate this next week. I'm getting called for dinner.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, no, appreciate y'all for listening. We're gonna catch y'all next week, man.
Peace.
Come on, Sky.